Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to Demystify the Divine, weekly readings and tools to connect. Hoping everyone is doing so well. I'm really excited to be connecting with you guys today. And we are exploring our universal law for this particular week. And when I was tapping in and connecting with my guides and shuffling up the cards, the one that came out that was really powerful is the law of perception. And of course, this is coming from our Spiritual Awakening Oracle deck. And the law of perception says, look beyond the illusion to the one truth. So this week and this month, I feel like it's important for us to really pay attention to the value of perception. You know, perception is it's like feelings. Feelings are neither true nor false. They simply are. Perception is not always connected to truth either. What do we talk about a lot? You know, 3 or 4 people can be in a room and witness the same event, and all of them have a different perspective or a different perception on what transpired. It's a classic thing. I like the crime dramas, the true crime dramas, and they always talk about that eyewitness statements are a challenge because you can talk to 5 eyewitnesses and they all see something different based on the perception of what they're receiving in that moment. So I feel like this law is really significant because we all need to understand before we respond to something, you know, or in that case, before we react to something, we need to pay attention to the perception of things. What is my perception? I see and witness and view everything from my own personal lens. And my lens makes up my experiences, my beliefs, whether they're limiting beliefs or true beliefs, the people that I have been influenced by, the people that I surround myself with, my career path choices, my lifestyle choices. All of these things create your own lens. And I always like to talk about life as the kaleidoscope. You know, and maybe I'm dating myself. I don't know if the younger generations today even know what the schmella kaleidoscope is, but it's, you know, it's like a telescope, and you go in there and you turn the button and you see all of these colors and these fractal images, and you turn them and they change different colors, and it's all about the perspective. So you want to be considering, when we're talking about this particular universal law, you want to be considering that nobody is wrong in their perception of events, of situations, of circumstances. Wrong is a judgment that we place on things. You know, it's good or bad, it's right or wrong, it's up or down, black or white, this kind of thing. And I want to say, you want to understand that you are experiencing your life through a kaleidoscope. And each experience, each event, each person, each interaction that you have is like turning that dial one more notch that just shifts and changes and colors and enhances your life experience or your soul's journey. And if that's happening for you, we often assume that other people are looking through the same lens. So if that happens for you and you say, ooh, I'm seeing, you know, greens and reds and a little bit of brown and some yellow, and oh, that's beautiful. And you're assuming that the other person is looking through the same kaleidoscope, but they're not, because they've got different shapes and colors in their kaleidoscope. And yes, as we think about the telescope, you're all looking at the same event. You're all in that same space, in that same place at that time. but you're looking through a lens that is personal to you. So why do we talk about this so much? Why is this a universal law? It's a universal law because it helps each and every one of us to really be able to connect to another person or another situation without getting perhaps angry, without getting taking it too personally or getting overly invested, to say, I'm right. Look at the division that we have, the divisiveness that we have in North America right now. There's a lot of your side, my side. And the universal law of perception says, wait a second, it's not about sides. It's about understanding that each person is very unique, and that we need to understand that we do experience and see and feel life through our own filter and our own lens. But that doesn't mean that we can't be aware of the fact that someone else might have a different lens. And so it's about asking the right questions. It's about saying, there's your truth, there's my truth, and then there's the truth that's somewhere in the middle. And so it's not about blame. It's not about right or wrong. It's about, what do I feel about this in this moment? Do I resonate with this particular experience as my truth? Do I resonate with this particular experience as a choice that I'd like to make? That's all it is. And it's being free enough in your mind, in your heart, in your soul to be able to say, I can do this for myself. I can make these choices for myself. And I can live my life in any way that I choose to. And that doesn't mean that the person next to me can't have the same rights and freedoms and ability, because their perception is different and therefore they're having a different experience. It's all connected to that soul's journey experience. It's a waste of time. It's a nothing burger to judge someone based on their choices, because nobody, and I mean nobody, and I'm talking as myself as a psychic, I can tap into somebody, get their soul path and soul purpose, and get some of the, I want to say, the highlights of their soul journey to help them with clarity around that path. But at the end of the day, it's their path, and only they know from a soul perspective what they're actually here to learn, to experience, and to explore. So for us to say, I'm viewing an experience and my perception of this experience says, I disagree with this, I disagree with that, I disagree with the other thing, or I really agree with that and I resonate with that, and maybe I'd like to use that in my life. That's what it's all about. It's a measure or a barometer to your own soul path, not you're wrong because you're doing something different than the way I would do it. Now, of course, I'm not speaking in terms of, I don't know what this law is. Maybe it's the law of Stacy, but you cannot, I feel like well, you can, but where we can say, here's a really important guideline to follow is, if what I want to do and the choices that I want to make to bring myself happiness infringe upon another person's rights, infringe on another person's, and when I say rights, I mean the right to them having their life and their experience, that's a problem. But when you're looking at it from the perception space of you do you, and I'm going to witness what you do, I'm going to observe what you do, because that helps me to feel into my soul space and to say, does that resonate with me and my journey and my goals? I feel like the law of perception is really inviting all of us to let go of this need for everyone to be the same, to think the same, to feel the same as you in order for you to have some level of comfort and safety and security. That's not what we're all here for. We're here for the diversity. The challenge is in when we try to make somebody right or wrong in that journey, rather than, hey, they're looking at their life through a different kaleidoscope. They have different experiences that are turning that kaleidoscope different degrees. And it's not for me to say yes or no to that. It's not for me to judge it in any way. It's for me to perceive it and then to be able to say, wow, that's really interesting. I hadn't considered that. And then what do you want to do with that? Do you want to maybe try some of what they've chosen on for size? Do you say, yep, that just doesn't resonate with me at all? Love you, mean it. Love and light, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. I'm moving forward. It's a freeing experience to really understand what it means to observe what's going on around you and use that as an opportunity for you to grow a little bit more into your own soul journeys. So I'm going to just take a moment here to read from the book, The Law of Perception. Look beyond the illusion to the one truth. Look beyond the illusion of the one truth. You are such a powerful spiritual being that the moment you even conceive yourself to be a divided identity, you set universal law into motion. You inform your subconscious mind, the subjective mind, and the one mind in a blink of consciousness. All spiritual work is the shifting of the identity back to the I am identity. The universe has to agree with you. How you believe life is, how you think life is, it is. You are divine. Awaken the oracle within. It seems you have been playing small at this game called life. By drawing this card, your higher self desires for you to no longer look to the outside world, to only seek the truth within. There is an almighty, omniscient presence with you now. There is an indestructible, absolute, and a self-existing aspect of you. The universe is revealing through the law of perception that you can never be the effect of any circumstance. Your destiny is to experience your full divinity. Wow. So that's some delicious food for thought for us today as we, contemplate and maybe plan and prepare for what this next month is bringing to us. I hope you enjoyed that universal law and a little bit of waxing poetic around that universal law of perception. And I hope it gives you an opportunity to maybe expand your consciousness around it. What does it mean to look through my kaleidoscope versus looking through another's kaleidoscope? It's all about the colors that we weave through our lives. And I think that's what makes this life, worth living, makes it interesting, keeps it interesting. If we knew everything all the time in all ways, we'd be pretty bored. What would be the point? So enjoy that. For more like this, consider liking, subscribing, and clicking the bell on my YouTube channel for more content like this. And if you're looking for a little bit of extra support and guidance, consider joining my completely free Black Feather community. All the support and guidance you can handle. Take care, guys, and transform well.